According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, occupations in computer and information technology are growing much faster than the average occupation in the United States. 300,000 job openings are projected each year, and there is going to be an increasing need in data scientists and cybersecurity analysts. I didn't even know what information system was until my sophomore year of college. However, I'm here to tell you that this is an emerging field, and I'm going to tell you my experience. My name's Areli. As you know, I am a senior at CSULB studying management information system, and one question I always seem to get is, what is information systems? I'm here to explain to you what information system is, what careers you can pursue with this degree, experience, what it entails, what classes you need to take, whether or not it's worth it in this day and age with AI. Information system explores technological and non-technological systems of storing and transferring information. Information technology, or IT, is not the same as information systems. Information systems is just way more broader and requires you to take courses not just on technology, but information theory as well as social sciences. Data is everywhere, and with the increasing use of AI, we're seeing a huge need for data servers as well as places to manage and store, create, and secure that data. Big data is when data becomes more complex to the point that you can no longer use a regular Excel spreadsheet. For many businesses and organizations to run efficiently, they need to rely on information systems to control their operations as well as communication between suppliers and their customers. In order to compete in this day and age, you have to use some sort of information systems because of the vast amount of data that's being collected. For example, so we know that TikTok is collecting our data. And not just TikTok, everywhere, every industry is collecting some sort of data, whether that's your location, whether that's clicking an ad, whether that is simply your address, your phone number. You have heard this phrase, data is becoming the new oil, because it's so lucrative and it's being sold to be used to advertise and market products to you. With artificial intelligence, we're seeing a huge threat to the livelihoods of programmers and many tech jobs. As an information system major, I will say it is quite scary. However, there's two sides of the story. We have one side saying that AI is replacing every job, and then the other side saying we can collaborate with AI to form better systems and efficiency. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, occupations in computer and information technology are growing much faster than the average occupation in the United States between 2024 and 2034. 300,000 job openings are projected each year, and there is going to be an increasing need in data scientists and cybersecurity analysts. For example, data science is one of the fastest growing fields. Recently, my school, Cal State University Long Beach, just launched a major in data science, so if you are interested in that, alongside careers in information security analytics with a 33% projected growth. BLS also reported that the median average wage for careers in computer and information system technology is around 6 figures. So in my program, we're required to take lower division and upper division as well as our 18 elective units. Information system major falls under the College of Business, so the vast majority of my classes are business related. Lower division classes, I'm required to take classes like managerial accounting, financial accounting, as well as macroeconomics, microeconomics, calculus for business, business law, as well as business stats and an intro to data analytics and programming. For your upper division, that's when you take classes like business ethics, international business, management operations, as well as finance and information systems classes, marketing, etc. You can also take your 18 elective units, such as database management, where we learned how to use SQL, and system analysis and design, where you learn about Agile, Scrum, object-oriented, as well as other project management concepts, as well as UI, UX design, and a variety of different topics. I also took business application programming, where you learned how to use Python, how to code, pretty much a basic elementary understanding of Python, but business, data, networks, and communication, where we learned about Internet of Things, 5G, as well as how to create a network and how to a lot of different cybersecurity concepts are taught in this class. I'm currently taking business intelligence, where we learn more about machine learning, how to create models using Python and using different Python libraries. Yeah, there is a variety of classes that you can take, as well as ways to get involved. Security in business, wireless systems and mobile applications, defensive cybersecurity in business, enterprise systems, internet application development, applications of AI, blockchain, and Internet of Things. And some of these classes are only offered semesterly and not, every year, which sucks, but yeah. Now you're probably wondering, what career field can I get in information systems? Well, programming, cybersecurity, data analyst, data scientist, network administration, even technical support, database managers, data admins. There is a plethora, but in this video I'm going to break down some of the popular career choices, as well as their salaries, and a little brief description. So we all know what programmers do. They write and modify code in order to help software and applications function. I make on average $98,000, which isn't bad, but that's another option that you can. Tech support is also one that's more. It's easier for someone who doesn't have a degree to get into tech support. For tech support, essentially what you do is you work with users to help them resolve software and hardware issues. They make around $61,000. There's also web developers who make around $95,000 for their salary. Web developers just manage websites they create. They work with a lot of user interface and user experience. Data analytics, data analysts, which make around $74,000 for their salary. Data analysts basically use data to organize and create interpretable reports to make it easy for businesses to understand. We also have business analysts, which make an average salary of $83,000 a year. Business analysts work more with figuring out what information technology organization needs and how to implement it. These recommendations often focus on improving the company's overall efficiency and improving the way things are. There's also information security analysts, which make around $124,000 in their salary each year. An information security analyst essentially helps protect an organization's networks and systems from hackers, malware, viruses, etc. Cybersecurity analysts, on the other hand, makes around $83,000 a year. They focus more on evaluating the risk of a company's systems, as well as providing recommendations. Aside from also evaluating their network security and making protocols, they also work with finding ways to potentially decrease risks of cyber attacks, respond to any potential breaches, and work to minimize as much risk. System administrators and network administrators. System administrators focus more on the upkeep and maintenance of a system's servers, as well as their software, versus a network admin, which focuses more on making sure that data is flowing, as well as managing and maintaining the overall network infrastructure. Network and systems admin make a total of $96,000 a year. Network architects, on the other hand, design and implement communication networks, such as local area networks and wide area networks. They make around $130,000 each year. Also careers such as database administrators. Database admins basically manage and maintain a organization's software's databases. They make an average salary of $123,000. Systems manager, which essentially analyzes a company's information system needs and addresses them by essentially picking a system that fulfills their need. They make an average of $171,000 a year. And as I mentioned, you can also get into software development, quality assurance, and testing. Software developers and programmers basically create and design applications and programs, versus quality assurance and testers. Analysts work more towards finding defects within those programs and reporting them. National average of $131,000. We also have careers in data science, like I mentioned, where they use statistics and Python programming skills to analyze data. also want to mention a couple of other great fields that not a lot of people really look into. Consulting is another great career, and this one is more of providing support to organizations on how to improve their IT infrastructure, as well as being a consultant and providing your expertise. There's also cloud solution architects. Architects design and maintain cloud system. Your phone has a cloud. It's basically a way to manage data without having servers. Which is geographical information system analysts, which use spatial analysis as well as creating maps where they can convert data into GIS formats, which is really cool. There's so many more careers out there, especially with the rise of AI, but these are just a few notable and popular careers, as well as their salaries. On the median salaries for the 2024 Bureau of Statistics website, so if you want to take a look for yourself, please feel free to check them out in the description. If you do plan to get into information systems or information technology, then my recommendation is you have to network. Like, everyone I know in the industry tells me the same thing: you have to network. And this is within business as well, and within every other major. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So join a club. At my school, we have the Association for Information Systems Club. I've been involved. I was also a mentee, and I learned so much valuable insight that you can't really get in your classes, as well as just being a part of the datathons and hackathons at school, where you can have a practical place to practice your skills that you're learning in classes. Able thing to add to your resume. And another thing I recommend is getting certifications. So it's not only important that you get a degree, but also showing that you're certified in certain skills. So go to DataCamp, go to Coursera, go to Google certifications, and sometimes there's so many programs that will pay for you to get these certifications, as well as internships. Many internships are willing to pay for you to get certified. So overall, I would say I highly recommend that if you are someone who's interested in business as well as the technology side, you learn more about information systems and you maybe investigate it as a future career choice. It is growing tremendously. Not a lot of people know what the major is really just like, if trying to get more people that look like me, first gen, Latina, to get into information systems. But yeah, I'm graduating soon. I have one more year left, and it's scary to know that with the rise in AI, of course, things are going to be replaced and jobs are going to be replaced, but at the same time, you have to look. Yeah, ChatGPT, where do you think it's getting all that data and information? Data servers, all of that needs to be managed, as well as the complex amount of plethora of data that's being collected from so many industries and so many organizations, that in the need for IT and the need for cybersecurity is becoming more and more important, because our information is valuable, and depending on where you're working, you're gonna have to provide those services, whether that's through some sort of application, some program. You're gonna need to be able to provide that. So there's always gonna be a need for it. The question is, it's about learning the skills that you need within AI, so like prompt engineering and understanding AI, because a lot of people hear the word AI and they think it's like a robot. It's not. AI has been around for a while. I mean, Siri is AI. And when I'm learning more, it's a subset of what we call machine learning and deep learning, which is basically data that is being trained to emulate human intelligence, which is pretty insane. But we're at a point where, you know, a lot of companies are using AI, but it's not really profitable, you know? Like, the AI boom is growing, but it's not as profitable as people had anticipated. So we'll see. Things like this can't really be predicted. I've heard many theories. People are saying that we're gonna be replaced by AI, and that we're not gonna work anymore, and I don't know how we're gonna make a livelihood. That's a good question. But yeah, or you can do a blue-collar job and you don't have to worry about this type of stuff. But regardless, I'm here to give you my resources, and yeah. Bye.